Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of Wrestle Tea with me, Sam Leterna. Today, my guest is none other than Danny Limelight, and he is taking independent wrestling by storm. You are literally everywhere. GCW, AEW Tonight, CWF, United Wrestling Network, everywhere. New Japan, first and foremost, of course. You're killing it, man. How are you doing?
Hey, Sam. How are you, girl? Hope the tea's hitting well. I'm doing great. Thank you so much. You made me sound like a superstar, so I appreciate that. But I have been very blessed and very fortunate to be, having a really, really breakout year and being all over the place, especially, this week has been huge for me. And this year alone has been humongous. So thank you so much for having me on your show.
Thank you for coming on. And like you said, you are having a fantastic year. I'm glad that you're seizing 2020 because, it's kind of crazy. Pandemic and all the stuff going on with politics in this country. And I think it's hard for people to kind of stay on track and stay focused. So yes. The fact that you're still accomplishing your goals is really commendable.
Thank you so much. I believe that this was, when I came into the year, I had just separated my shoulder at the end of 2019, December. And I told myself I had a 2020 vision and I was going to make it the year of the spider. It was going to be my year. And I did it. The pandemic sucks. It kind of slowed a lot of other things happening down, and it slowed a lot of things for a lot of people. But I used it as, motivation to grind harder and not as an excuse to sit back and get lazy. And I think that, it paid dividends because I'm doing my thing and I'm very happy, and I just want to thank everybody that's been supporting me throughout this time, and all the promoters and everybody from Dave Marquez to Rocky Romero, to the people at AEW that brought me in as well. Just giving me this opportunity to shine, and then me taking the opportunity and running with it and not falling flat on my face. So,
well, you're too good of a wrestler to fall flat on your face. So. But speaking of, opportunities like AEW, we are going to get to that tea. But, these are big opportunities. These are potentially high-stress situations, high-stress opportunities for some people. How do you respond to this kind of high-pressure opportunity like AEW or debuting at GCW, stuff like that? Do you do mental prep work? Do you do physical or in-ring prep work? How do you get prepared for things like this?
Honestly, I stay in shape always. I keep my body the best shape I can be in. I'm always training, whether it's in the gym or parkour or, the stunt stuff that I do and just fitness overall. But I think the Marine Corps was what really prepared me for high stress environments and being able to adapt and overcome. And we call it fog of war in the military where things are happening and you break down and, you get nervous and stuff like that. For me, I get anxious when I'm about to wrestle, but I always kind of tune in and really just focus on what I have to do because like you said, these are big opportunities, and if I fold under pressure, I'm not coming back. So I really have to get into that mind state, and just really control my emotions and control all the excitement because I'm excited. Every time I get a new opportunity, whether it was making my debut at GCW or AEW this week, or just when I made my debut in New Japan, or even wrestling on pay-per-view on Primetime Live every week, I get anxious and I get excited because I'm happy to be there. I'm happy to come out and do my thing. But if I let my emotions and everything like that get the best of me, that's how people fold under pressure. And the military really prepared me for that. I was in the Marine Corps 10 years and I went through many, many high stress situations.
So obviously you have this kind of mental discipline that I think a lot of other people don't have, given the fact that they, don't have this military experience, right? So when you went into AEW, I'd imagine it was a walk in the park backstage. No nerves, huh?
No, you want the tea? All right, so I was a little nervous. It was a different environment because I've been backstage at WWE. I've been at Impact. I've wrestled with Impact. Every company, even with New Japan, every company's different. Different environment. I kind of was fortunate that I knew a lot of the guys there from the independent scene, Scorpio Sky, Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, Penta, Phoenix. Those are my boys. Sammy, Marco. I've known a lot of them for a while now. So it was a little bit, I don't want to say relaxed because it was still very professional, but I felt a little bit more comfortable because there's a bunch of guys that I knew, Peter Avalon, Brandon Cutler, all these guys, a lot of them came from, SoCal wrestling. And so I was very fortunate. I went to the gym, worked out with Luchasaurus and Penta, Phoenix, just hung out, just, very much just chilling with, chill environment and stuff like that. But then when it was game time, everybody was very much ready to rock, ready to roll. And it was cool. I got to sit out there and just be part of the show and just take it all in and understand where I'm at, understand my environment and stuff like that. So just being a chameleon, I guess, for lack of a better term, just being able to adapt to the environment and just go with it. And
wow,
it was good.
I think that you do adapt to not only your environment, but I think you're really good at adapting to like different wrestlers, like in the past 3-4 weeks, you versed Clark Connors, Blake Christian, Chris Dickinson, Adrian Quest, all of these people that have like slightly different styles,
Yeah.
but you can roll with the punches and adapt. You're super athletic and you just go with it. So I respect that. And I'm sure that you were able to employ that in your tag match as well.
Yes. It's like you said, like New Japan, the guys there, they wrestle a certain style, especially Clark Connors. Dude hits harder than anybody I've ever wrestled before, and then Dirty Dickinson, that's another one, and then you said Blake Christensen, he's all over the place, and Adrian Quest all over the place, and just all these guys, they do have all the different styles, and just being able to go in there and like you said, just mix it up with all of them has been something that I've been training myself to, preparing myself to, because I feel like you're only as good as your last match, and just being able to have consistent matches that are good, people are talking about, being able to wrestle with anybody they put in front of me and not folding under pressure. Again, these are all big stages, and I've been very fortunate enough to get in there with some of the best to do it and just really continue to show the world and show whoever's watching that I can bang with the best of them. I'm scrappy and I just want to showcase all it is that I got every time. So it's been a ride for sure.
A roller coaster.
Yeah.
And it would seem like, New York and New Jersey were like repping hard this week at AEW. I'm so proud of everyone. Like we have obviously Danny Limelight repping New York with his poster in the background.
Oh, yeah. Everywhere I go, I'm hardly home, but always repping, And shout out to the Jersey Muscle Boys. They were my tag partners for the week. They did their thing. So shout out to Jersey Muscle. But
your tag match. I know that you guys were defeated, but there's something to learn even in defeat. So how was that experience?
Yeah, I think it's because they were from Jersey. That's why we lost.
Nah.
I'm just kidding. I think that like you said, there's experience that comes with every defeat. You learn. Jurassic Express is an explosive tag team. You got the big Luchasaurus, you got the Jungle Boy, and then you got Marco Stunt. Like they all, it's 3 different people, but they move like a well-oiled machine, and just being in there with them and trying to teaming with a team for the first time ever that I've never met, trying to like get our game plan rolling to go in there and take on this team that is, in my opinion, one of the best trio teams there is, was a challenge, and I learned, being able to throw down with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus and Marco, not what I was expecting. Even Marco, who's like half my size, brings something to the fight. You know what I'm saying? And then he hits hard as hell, and Jungle Boy is one of the best technical wrestlers I know. So it was definitely a gut check, and then not coming out with a victory, which is something I wanted to do in my debut, was come out and make a strong statement, but it didn't happen my way. But I feel like I still showed the world what I got, and I feel like I still showed everybody watching that there's more to Danny Limelight than his big mouth.
Well, yes, you showed up and you put your money where your mouth is.
That's all we can do,
And hopefully that pays off. I hope that the fans and myself get to see you on AEW television in the future. You never know. The future is.
That is true. It is true. Yeah. Put it into the universe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Positive affirmations all the way. If you put it into the universe, it manifests. I'm a big believer.
Yes, ma'am. Look at that. What kind of tea you drinking?
I always drink green tea.
Green? Oh, that's what I got right here. But I got the the Arizona.
Oh yeah, a little bit of ginseng for energy. Ginseng. Yeah.
Put the quotes out.
I do like the Arizona though. My roommate has the powdered Arizona stuff here right now, and I'm so tempted. I just got back to like working out hard and like trying to meal prep, so I gotta stay away from the sugar. But every time and open
Just
my drawer.
have that.
Find her there.
This is woosah. Every time you wanna break your little you know.
Every time I just like grab a raisin or cranberry or nuts.
Sounds miserable, but I'm rooting for you.
Thank you. But, you know, everything's about habit as well. Same with wrestling, same with diet, same with exercise and nutrition.
Yes.
After like 2 or 3 weeks of me getting into the groove of something, I'm good.
Easy.
I
Yeah,
won't
good.
looking at that Arizona powder.
There you go. Don't touch it. You'll be fine. I buy the 24 packs of the cans of like it's like green tea, raspberry, and lemon tea, and that's all I drink. That and water. I don't really drink anything else unless I'm out.
That's all you drink with water. I think that's actually pretty healthy because the sugar is balanced out by an excessive amount of
and then
water.
when I want to have a night out, I drink Hennessy. That's my choice of drink.
Ooh, Hennessy is strong. If I have Hennessy, I die.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? I mix it with Red Bull, and it's
Oh my god.
yeah, it's wild. Anyways, next subject.
Yeah.
It's a fun night every time. You know?
West Coast, I'll try the Hennessy cognac, the Hennessy cognac and Red Bull with you.
There you go.
I think I put a dash of cranberry juice in there.
Oh, that sounds good, actually.
I feel like it's important to get your perspective on Hispanics in pro wrestling, not only because you are killing it, but because you're also like a part of, I think, the minority within the spectrum of Hispanic wrestlers, because we always think, you know, Hispanic wrestlers are luchadors and they're from Mexico, but you're Puerto Rican, from New York, super New Yorican. Like, how do you represent your culture in of wrestling? And how do you feel like the landscape is changing for Hispanics?
Man, I do it for mi gente, you know, like my people in New York City, in Puerto Rico, you know, being a New Yorican, you know, I just want to take a second to shout out Santana and Ortiz. You know, they when I look at New Yorkers that's been doing it, they're the guys, you know, they've been doing it forever. Great peoples, man. Those are my peoples right there. And I, you know, just being able to be a Puerto Rican and come out with the Puerto Rican bandana wrapped around my head and, you know, the Puerto Rican flag on my gear and stuff like that, and just represent. It's so different. There's not many of us on TV. If I think of Puerto Rican wrestlers, all I can think of off the top of my head is Santana Ortiz, Lince Dorado, T Steels and Impact.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't really think of anybody else.
No one else really, yeah.
So being me, Rocky Romero's Puerto Rican.
Yes.
Duh. Obviously. But other than that, you know, my tag partner Papo Esco and myself, you know, as guys on the independent scene trying to make a name for ourselves, there's not really many of us, you know. And I remember growing up, you know, the big Latinos that were killing it in wrestling was, you know, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio. And those are luchadors from Mexico and things like that. And then when Carlito came, you know, he was one of the few Puerto Ricans, but after that, they didn't do nothing with him. They didn't do nothing with Primo and Epico. That they dressed them up as matadors, you know. So they never really had a chance to showcase who they are. And me, you know, having an opportunity on so many different platforms like AEW, like New Japan, like Championship Wrestling from Hollywood and Primetime Live, and all these companies that allow me to just be me, you know, Danny Limelight, the Puerto Rican from New York, and just being able to put on for my people. That means a lot to me, you know. We Latinos, we're part of the minority, and you know, with everything going on in the world, it feels good to be a symbol for Puerto Rico and a symbol for New York in a positive way, and not just being, you know, looked down on by everybody else, you know, because I feel like as you know, Hispanics and being part of that minority group, like we have a fight every day, you know, like we could turn the wrong corner someday and end up where we shouldn't be, and I feel like where I grew up at, where I came from, and to where I'm at now, and just doing my thing, and my daughter she's Puerto Rican and Mexican, you know, like that's that symbol right there, and I'm honored and I'm proud to be one of the few, you know, that's doing it.
Well, thank you so much, Danny. Why don't you tell the fans where they find you on social media and anything coming up that you might want to plug?
Well, everybody, I'm not hard to find. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok at Danny Limelight. ProWrestlingTees.com/Danny Limelight. I'm everywhere, you know, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays. Just tune in on some kind of wrestling TV station I'm sure you're going to see me. Big things coming up. And thank you so much, Sam, for having me. I really appreciate this. Thank you for having me on again because the last one didn't work out. And I'm sure we'll do this again sooner than later, right? Have a good one, girl.
Thank you for coming on again because you're the
No
talent,
No
my computer. Oh. But guys, all of that information that Danny just said will also be in the bio, so be sure to support him on Pro Wrestling Tees and watch the 50,000 shows that he's on.
Thank you, Sam.